Hello and welcome. My name is Grace and this is my August favorites video. So I'm going to try to stay on track. As I'm starting this video, I realized that maybe I should have made myself a list because all my August favorites are on the table here, and I know I'm going to forget something, but I'll do my best. So I'll get some consumables out of the way first, and then I'll get into the tarot, oracle, and all that other stuff. My favorite consumables in this month of August have been foods, teas, and lip balms. I'll start with lip balms because why not? That way I can move them off, off to the side. My favorite lip balm to use at bedtime has been my chapstick cake batter. Seriously, mama, it smells like cake batter. It's very nice. So that's chapstick cake batter. Can you even see that? Yeah. And if you know me in real life, you've seen these a lot. I love the giant or the biggie lip smackers. And for the month of August, watermelon was my favorite. What I do is I typically use watermelon during the summer, and then in the fall I'll switch over to vanilla or, yeah. Smells like watermelon bubblicious gum. And can't have sugar, so here it is. So that's it for lip balms and stuff like that. As far as fragrances, I didn't bring one to show. I've been basically using a Bath and Body Works body mist, Bonfire Bash. It was on sale. It smells like toasted marshmallows, I think, and a little bit of smoke, although I don't really smell the smoke. It's got that fake sandal. It has that synthetic sandalwood that I find it's satisfying. It scratches that itch for sandalwood. It works really well with my body chemistry, so I can't complain about the synthetic sandalwood. Although I really do love the real thing. All right, that's enough. That was cosmetics. There, I caught you up to date on what my favorites have been for August. And if there's an interest to know more about like what my favorite makeup has been and all this stuff, let me know, and I'll make a separate video about that. But not with all the other stuff. It's already, I've been talking 3 minutes, I've said nothing. Okay, the next thing, and the next items in terms of consumables that have been my favorites in the month of August actually have been my favorites for months now, but during the month of August I didn't stop using them. One of them is Bengal spice tea. I drink coffee all day long. It's not even funny. It's just, I'm fueled by coffee and butter or heavy cream. But anyway, so at night, to unwind, probably from all the caffeine all day, I really enjoy having a cup of Bengal spice. And on days where I don't feel like Bengal spice, very aromatic, very strong cinnamon and coriander. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff, and very affordable. On evenings when I don't feel like Bengal spice, excuse me, I sniffed buttermint twinings. I want to say, I can't remember whose video I saw I saw buttermint tea in first. I don't know if it was the Hermit's Cave or Intuition Tarot, but yeah, I ended up looking for it. I found it. We have a lot of expats in the town that I live. I think I found it in a supermarket in the UK foods aisle. But it is also Twinings also makes one that's marketed to Canada or North America or whatever. I think it's vanilla mint or something like that. But yeah, I found the actual real thing. Love this. One bag though, this is strong. You get your money's worth because one bag and I can have either 2 cups of tea from it or my big mug that fits about 500 milliliters, maybe more. Anyway, so that's it. Those are my favorite. Oh no, I got 2 more consumables. In terms of snacks for the month of August, my perennial favorites, Parmesan Wisps, 0 carb, for those of you that care about these things, and these Tamari almonds. So those have been my snacks. I'm telling you, when you're watching my channel for like monthly favorites, when it comes to snacks and stuff like that, it's always going to be 0 carb or low carb. It's always going to be no sugar. Sorry, it's what it is. All right, the next consumable, but it's not the next consumables, but not for ingestion, that have been my favorites in the month of August have been this 3-wick candle. So it looks like 3-wick candle. Can you see? The wicks are a little stubby now, but it still lights up. From Bath and Body Works. I love this one. It's the scent is verbena. Yeah, it doesn't say here, but it's definitely verbena. And verbena is one of my favorite comfort scents. It's one of those scents that bring me back to my childhood. I'm pretty sure when I smell this, either my dad had a soap or an aftershave that smells of verbena. Verbena and vetiver are my 2 favorites when it comes to herbs for aroma. And these things, again, Bath and Body Works, if you're not familiar, you probably have been living under a rock, or you just don't care about these things. Good for you, you save money. But Bath and Body Works, this was, I don't know which semi-annual sale it was, but it wasn't more than $10 Canadian, because otherwise I wouldn't have bought it. But you get a lot of use from it, because I've been burning it. I've been burning it a lot in August, and I still have more than half of it left. No, I have less than half of it left, almost a third of it, a little more than a third of it left. And I've been enjoying it. It also has quite a lot of throw, so you light it for a little while, you wait till it fills the room with the aroma, and you have like that 1 centimeter of liquefied wax, and then you could snuff it out for next time. All right, going on almost 8 minutes. Next thing is my favorite incense this month has been Moonwise Creations Earth. So this is beautiful, beautiful product. I can no longer obtain. It was the product made and sold by my favorite metaphysical store of all time, of my whole life, Mélange Magique, the magical blend in Montreal. The brick and mortar store closed years ago, and their online store also was sold to a different company, and they didn't maintain the Mélange Magique products. At least when I checked their website, they did not maintain the incense and the Moonwise Creations incense and oils, and it makes me very sad. But I have to use this stuff up because incense doesn't go bad, but it does lose its scent when it's handmade. Well, at least this kind of incense loses its scent. I've had incense probably a little too long. Well, forgot about it, or like I was cherishing it, and I had some incense that was the magical blend, the store blend, which just brings me back to that store. Actually shopping there when I lived in Montreal, and I had some still left in a bag, and it had lost its scent, like it just was smoke, which was sad. So I'm trying to use these up while they're fresh. Beautiful. Really miss you guys. All right, next on to decks and books and all that stuff. All right, one thing which I showed in my previous video is this has been a favorite this month. This is my journal. It started out as supposed to be a bullet journal. It was supposed to be a tarot journal, then it was supposed to be a bullet journal, then it's just turned out to be basically my journal where I keep track of some tarot readings, or I keep track of some readings, and I keep track of kind of like a diary, and I also keep track of any kind of magical workings, spellcraft, stuff like that. So I've been really loving this book. It's You'll see my previous video. I just show some pages. I finally broke down and started actually writing in it instead of holding back because it's not aesthetically perfect, and I'm not setting up the month like a bullet journal. I'm clearly not that girl, at least not this year. My head's not there. So, and my heart's not there either. So I'm just happy that I'm using it. I don't know if these crystals are real. This one does look like real labradorite, and this does look like real chrysocolla, but I'm not sure if that's real turquoise, and if that's real anything, citrine or whatever. But it doesn't matter. I got it really inexpensively by fluke on Amazon. I think I paid $16 Canadian free shipping on it. It was like just a great deal, so I'm happy I have it. Another thing I've been loving the month of August is that I finally consolidated a lot of things in this old leather binder. That I had been using this old leather binder for work, like for professional work, and it just got to be too small for my professional work binder. So I decided that because I love it so much, it's leather and it's old and has a history, I decided to use it to be a place to consolidate all my stuffs. You know, these kind of stuffs. Like, you know, these are cards, and I'm so old. I'm so old, right? No, you know what I mean. But I have like things, and these are inserts that you probably don't even find anymore. Like ones for business cards. Like, do people even still use business cards? I don't know. Anyway, I trimmed my herbiary cards. I trimmed the edges off so that they would fit perfectly in here. And this is a notebook. Here's my Saint Expedite that I found somewhere and I like to keep in here. Here's a card from a goddess deck. I had run over it with my chair because I dropped it on the floor. I contacted Hay House and they were nice enough to send me a replacement. I told them what happened and I said, geez, you know, it would be sad. That was last year, so I keep the one that I crumpled or crinkled or mangled. So yeah, here's some spreads. Here's my resource page for MBTI personalities of the tarot. Chakra stuff. What else? Yeah. So it was nice to consolidate my stuff in here. There's more stuff that goes in here, but there's stuff in the pockets and whatever, and bookmarks and things, and just to keep my little treasures all in one place. As part of my whole depth year thing, this was part of like me consolidating and curating and keeping only the things that spark joy and whatever, and anyways, that was part of it. So I'm happy I consolidated a lot of that stuff in that binder, and I will continue to do so. Another favorite thing, let's do thrift store finds. So this was not a current thrift store find. This was a thrift store find probably 6 months ago. May have been 6 months ago. And it's this witch. And these are basically the kitchen witches that are made in Germany. And she came just with her brown dress, and she had this weird gold lame duster, which I cut off and got rid of. And she had like the fishing line that goes on the back so you can hang her. And obviously, judging by the position of her hands and the fact that you can articulate her, right? Like all her limbs are. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Look at those feet. Look at those feet. I love those feet. Anyway. And the hairy ankles. You know, the hairy wrists. Anyway. I love her. And again, you can articulate them, right? Like you could sit her and can position her limbs and everything. So what I did was I crocheted, So part of my August favorites has been crocheting. I crocheted this apron to go over her dress, and I'm currently working on the shawl to go with it, and then I'll be doing a little more work on her. So this has been like my favorite August pastime in terms of craft, is zhuzhing up my witch. I have quite a few. I think I have at least 13 kitchen witches in various, the kinds that hang up, and friends bring them back for me from Europe, or I find them in thrift store. This lady who I found at Value Village Savers in Canada, and she was just, I spotted her feet, and I knew right away what she was. So yeah, I haven't named her yet. Normally I name my witches, but I haven't named her yet because I don't know who she's going to be once I finish all her accoutrements. So like I said, I'm working on her shawl, and we'll see what she looks like when her makeover is all done. So that's my favorite craft thing. That and making bags for various tarot decks and oracle decks has been my favorite craft this in August, because it's quick, and you get to see, it's quick, and it's not instant gratification, but it's a lot quicker than, let's say, working on a blanket. Now, favorite book. I'm gonna leave the tarot decks and my tarot decks and my tarot decks and oracle decks, two of which you've already seen previous video if you've watched it already. But favorite book of August. This one surprised me. So I'd gotten this book because of the description and the cover. I got it a few months ago, and so with what's happening with me in the month of what's been happening with me in the month of July, finally the month of August, I had a rough July, and then the month of August, excuse me, it's all that coffee I drink. Month of August, or actually a couple of weeks ago, I felt ready to, or maybe even just last week, I don't know, all this time all blends into one. In the throes of depth year and all these changes occurring in my life and internally and all this stuff, I thought, okay, I'm going to go get that book that I got a few months ago, because I think I'm ready to read it. And oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's How to Find Your Vital Vocation by none other than, if you're watching tarot videos, if you're watching me, you probably, you know what I mean, you're watching the same videos. Brian Cormack Carr. Now, I bought the book because of the description of what it is, and learn how to, it's a how-to find your vital vocation. So I don't know why I didn't internalize, because I've been following Brian for quite some time on YouTube, and the elephant on the tightrope got me. But it's the description, and the book totally, I've dipped in and out of different sections in the last few days, and I have to tell you that this is not one of those new age, here's a book of affirmations to to attract your vital vocation, and it's going to fall into your lap by magic and all. No. It's not one of those books. This book is practical. This is a practical handbook. This is Brian in a book coaching people, and it's fantastic. You can, there's strategies in here that you can implement immediately. You don't have to quit your job. You don't have to, you know what I mean? Wherever you are in your life, you can begin implementing these strategies immediately. So I can't recommend it enough. And like I said, I had the book. I've been following Brian and only connected a couple of days ago. I ended up posting it on my Facebook that, oh my gosh, it's Brian. Because I just turned the back and I looked at the author and I go, Brian? Is that you? Yeah, really good. And highly recommend. Favorite month of August. I'm pretty sure it's going to be my favorite month of September too. All right, and now for Oracle and Tarot decks. So I'll start with the two that I talked about briefly on my previous video on Depth Year. So this is the Oracle and Tarot that I've been using for the month of August for daily draws. Tarot of the She and Earth Magic. There was no, it's not like I looked at my shelf and said, ooh, I think Earth Magic and Tarot of the She would work perfectly. No, it was like just a random pick. It's like, oh, I haven't used Tarot of the She in a while and I haven't used Earth Magic, and I'm not even quite sure I still, what I think of Earth Magic when I started using it. And after using it in the month of August, yeah, I'm going to keep it, because as it's very very deceiving, this deck. It doesn't look like much, but it's really deep, and it's really, yeah. So I'll show you a little bit. This is my Tarot of the She, and I trimmed mine. So I've already did a video where I showed most of my, it wasn't even all of them, it turned out it was most of my modified decks. So this one's trimmed. I trimmed the edges off. I trimmed all the black borders. It was a whole thing, and then I ended up writing in black Sharpie what the cards were. At first I was going to just use it as an oracle for the images, and then I found that I was reading it as tarot. So I'll just give you a little look through what they look like. They're crazy. Without the black borders, the energy is so expansive. So wild. I love it. So this has been my deck of daily draws for August. And I think I'm going to hang on to it at least till the proper end of the month, and I don't know, maybe it'll stick around for the month of September. I don't typically change my daily draw deck every month. I just, sorry, I need to adjust myself. Here we go again, yeah. I'm sliding down in the chair, I'm like a child. Anyway, back to the decks. And then this is Earth Magic by Stephen D. Farmer. I understand that at one point he was Mr. Doreen Virtue. But anyway, so this is a deck that surprised me. I originally got it because I fell in love with I saw images. I think it was Kellyanne Maddox. She had the winter solstice card out. I don't know. I saw the winter solstice card, and then I watched flip throughs. And then I thought, oh, you know what? It was on sale. It was really inexpensive. And I thought, you know what? I'll get it even if it's just for the solstice cards and like, clouds and like, the nature. And I thought ceremony was meh. You know what I mean? Like, I was really critical of this deck, and still until I started using it regularly. Like this card, it's like, and yet paired with Tarot of the She, it gives me such profound insight for the day that, yeah, I guess I'll be hanging on to these. This is like even my worst, what I consider to be my worst edging job. I did it with this green Sharpie, and it just looks, yeah. And but I love it. I'm going to continue using it. And to give you an idea, this was my draw for my depth year video. I wanted to do a draw. Say, well, how can I describe my depth year? Well, I got the Dancer Queen in Tarot of the She, which is the equivalent of the Queen of Cups in Rider-Waite, and Tree, which is grounding. And there's Dancer Queen. There I am. I am the Queen of Cups, according to Myers-Briggs, MINFJ. And there I am, immersed into the depths of emotion, and what I need is grounding. Beautiful. So yeah, so that's the tarot and oracle that I've been using for daily draws. The next tarot deck is not. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's this one again. August. I've been working so much with the Druid craft, and I am just absolutely enchanted by it. It just gives me the most clear, profound readings. This is, and it's not, like there's the hug decks, right? The ones that say, oh, it's okay, sweetie, everything's going to be okay, or don't worry, it's just a minor setback. No, this one will tell me, will be pretty honest, about what it has to say, whether it's for me or for a querent. This past month, though, I stepped back a little bit. I hadn't done many readings for other people, but it's remarkable. It's remarkable, this deck. I totally understand why everybody loves it so much, because count me in as one of them. It's like I said, I wouldn't say it's a hug deck like some people call it, like call a deck that makes you comforts, but it does speak frankly with its imagery. It doesn't mince words, but it also, it doesn't have that sassy calling you out energy, which I frankly don't like. I don't need a tarot deck to call me out on my shit. I call myself out on my shit. But anyway, so take this card right here. This is an interesting take on the Seven of Cups. This person is so focused on these cups that are in the water. Like, are they even real? You're consumed. Your focus is consumed on these cups in the water. You don't even know if they're real because you're not touching them. Are they just reflections? Are they just illusions? Beautiful. So yeah. And still smells good. And of course I bring this up because if you didn't know, when I first modified this deck, the Sharpie reacted with the cardstock and made them stink. So I'm still happy that, not still happy, I'm happy that they still smell nice after I immerse them with my sandalwood cone incense. All right. And last but not least, let me do a scan of the table, make sure I didn't miss anything, I didn't leave anything out. No, everything's been spoken for, everything's been presented. My two favorite things of August, or my favorite oracle deck, or if you want to, I think you could call it an oracle, and the bag I made for it. And it's not, actually it's two oracles in one bag. So it's my soul cards 1 and soul cards 2. I wasn't expecting I'm speechless. Look at that. I wasn't expecting anything from soul cards. I got them a while ago, and I hadn't looked at them yet. And I watched videos, and I wasn't even sure I was going to keep them. Because I thought to myself, wow, not even a keyword? How am I going to read these? Well, it turns out you don't need a guidebook and you don't need keywords for these. They really are soul cards, and they are extremely, extremely communicative and profound. I have had nothing. I have pulled, so far I've drawn 2 cards from my soul deck 1 and 2, like 1 card from each, soul deck 1 and soul deck 2, for the month of August. And it was, the image spoke literally just as intended by the artist to my soul. The image that I got was both very validated. In other words, I looked at the image and I said, oh my gosh, it's not a random fluke. It actually is reflecting back to me my current situation. And at the same time, it was comforting, and a strong message came through. So to give you an example, not to give my personal example, I had a question about something, and suppose this is the card that came up. When I looked at the image, this is not the card that came up, but when I looked at the image, I saw my question and my worries and my concerns all in the image. And then a calm came over me as I saw the answers emerge to those questions, queries, concerns, worries from the same image. So if, I don't know, if this kind of art appeals to you, if you're someone who is drawn to tarot on both a mystical or like both a metaphysical and psychological, either, or whether you're just into tarot and oracle for the psychological, this will work for you. If you're just into it for the metaphysical, it'll work for you. This is just astounding. I wished I'd picked them up sooner. I wished I'd gotten them sooner, and I wished I hadn't left them sitting on my shelf as long. But now that I've discovered them, to be brutally honest, what am I saying then? Brutally honest. Why do we have to use? Why do I have to use the word brutal all the time? What is wrong with me? Anyway, if I had to choose only one oracle deck of the ones that I have, and I have quite a few because I have a little bit of an oracle deck problem. If I had to choose only one of all of them, it would be this one, or rather these 2. So that's it. Those are these have been my August favorites. I really look forward to see other people's August favorites. It's one of my favorite videos to watch is is monthly favorites. Thank you for tuning in. If you stayed with me this long, thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. I wish you a beautiful day. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.